I am a mocha mom and I am back to answer a question from ImNaturallyKinky. Was asking me about my locks, so I thought I'd make a video. I tried to answer you on that video, but I had a little more to say. So I'm sitting here after working out and shining the harsh light on my locks so that you can see what I'm working with. I've said in the past that one of the things that sort of drove me to lock my hair was, as my hair got longer, maintaining my scalp situation. I have a flaky scalp situation, kind of like seborrheic dermatitis, that I am trying to manage without steroids and medication. And I noticed that if I keep the oil level down on my scalp, I can manage it really well by just shampooing my hair often, every other day. Every day when I'm having a flare-up with gentle medicated shampoo. And so I rinse my hair every day. So that makes methods like retightening by twisting with gel ridiculous for me, because the minute I wet my hair, whatever effort that I made to retwist my roots, which is what some people with locks do, they'll twist their roots with gel and, you know, have it kind of like a braided look where you see all your parts. You know, that's been something useless for me from the beginning. I tried latching, but with the type of hair that I have, I found the latching to be a little bit, cause too much tension for my hair, especially when I latch too tightly. And then once you've done that, there's no way to loosen it up. The latching is kind of like a knotting technique that people do to also get the same effect of, you know, as the hair grows out at the root, it becomes loose. But if you latch it or twist it, it stays tight and looks more consistent with the rest of the lock. So I don't use any of these methods. However, my hair somehow ends up looking pretty neat, as it did in that last video. What I do is I rinse my hair every day, either with water, apple cider vinegar. Is something that works really well for my scalp situation, and it's also conditioning to my hair. I dilute it a lot and I use that every day, kind of like a conditioner wash lot style. And when I get out of the shower, I grab a scarf like this. It's like a small scarf about the size that you would use for like the type of scarf you would tie around your neck like this. And it's made of like a synthetic silky type material, but I guess you could use a bandana also, which is made of cotton, because I only use it temporarily. What I do is I get out of the shower, I dry my hair as thoroughly as I can with a microfiber towel, and then I put my hair like this, the way I want it to hang when I'm done for the day. I fold my towel into a triangle shape, put it on my head like this, and then I tie it. I'm too old to tie stuff down so that it cuts off my circulation, but you can do, and gives me that line across the front of my head, but if that's your cup of tea, you can do that. But the idea is to kind of flatten my hair, because since I don't retighten my hair and it continues to grow and grow and grow, I do have somewhat of a 3 to 4 inch long fro that hasn't locked up yet, because the locking happens over a series of months. So what this does is it kind of flattens my hair as it dries. And so I leave it like this for like maybe an hour, sometimes longer if I get busy and I'm not paying attention. This also kind of smooths the fuzzies down along my edges, and you know, the hair that hasn't been locked as long is a little frizzy because of the texture of my hair, and it kind of smooths all of that down. And so I'll leave my hair like this, especially if I'm going out and my hair is still kind of wet, then I'll put a hat over it. But when I get to wherever I'm going, I'll take the scarf off. And what it does is it kind of flattens my hair and kind of smooths it out and gives that neat appearance that you are perceiving to be retightened locks. And I've been doing this ever from the beginning. I noticed that this really helps my hair to look a lot neater. Kind of like the same concept of when you do a smooth bun and then you tie it down to get it all smooth. That's kind of where I got the idea from. Now, when it comes to locks, you want your locks to dry thoroughly. You don't want water sitting in your locks. So I would never keep this scarf on my head all day or indefinitely because, and as you see, I leave the ends out and all the back is out to continue drying. You know, after like 20 minutes, a half an hour, even an hour is probably not necessary. It does the smoothing well enough so that I can take the scarf off because you know, as I said, you don't want to keep your hair covered when you have locks because what it does when it's wet, because what it does is it causes your hair to mildew, and that smell is very difficult to get out. It mildews kind of like how laundry mildews when you kind of leave it sitting wet and you don't dry it quickly after washing it. You don't want that to happen to your hair. So my method is just a quick, brief smoothing method. That works really well for me. I don't put very much product in my hair at all. I seldom put oil in my hair, but also realize that texture plays a part. I have very fine hair. You see MG3, that's my hair, except the difference is that my hair is more tightly coiled and I have more strands than she does. Many more strands. I probably have twice as many strands as her. So, you know, a lot of people tell me my hair is thick because I have so many strands, but each of the strands are pretty fine. So what I'm saying that to say that, you know, some people might have locks floating on an afro if their strands are thicker than mine. But because my strands are so fine, and I'm not saying my locks are heavy, but what little weight there is enough to kind of stretch my hair out a little bit and kind of make it look flatter than it may on someone else's hair. Another thing I don't do very often is I don't separate my hair very often. You know, when you have locks, as they grow in, the locks want to kind of join together at the root, and people take care of that by just pulling them apart when the hair is wet. Because my locks are so small, that causes a lot of strain to my hair. So early on, I watched a video on YouTube where the person was talking about how that can cause thinning. And so I experimented to see how long I can go without separating them, without them becoming permanently meshed together. And once a month works well for me. At the beginning of the month is when I separate my locks. Yes, my locks do start to join long before then, and you know, sometimes it affects the appearance of my style, but I just live with that. And I haven't had as much of a thinning issue. So that's what I do. So I hope that helps you, but realize that whatever you try in applying what I do is going to depend on the texture of hair you're working with. As you know, all locks are different and specific to whoever's head it's on. So I hope that answers your question. Be blessed.